The show.
You know what it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Odie Maurice, Odie Maurice.
Maurice Odie, Maurice Odie.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy. It's the Black and Snurdy podcast with Odie and Maurice.
What up, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Black and Snurdy podcast. I am Maurice.
And I'm Odie.
And we're just a couple of snurds here, bringing you all the tea, all the mental health goodness, and all the feel-good chocolatey stuff that you have come to know and love. If it's your first time here, thank you for joining us. If it's not, and you're a returner, then you are in for a treat, because we've got several things that we're going to be talking about. Several. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, feeling great. How are you?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. Check out my new hat.
I love your new hat.
Yeah. Shout out to Danny who got this for me.
Friend of the show. Just having some technical.
And we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Sorry for that.
Interruption.
I had to close literally every single one of my tabs.
Well,
so many. I'm on the job hunt, and it requires me to have all of the tabs open.
If you don't want him to have tabs open,
Yeah.
please send him a job.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's time. Bless you. For Q&A with M&O.
O and M. Because M and O would just be Mo. And that would just be me.
It would just be you. And it's not. It's
Yes,
the both of us.
It's the both of us.
All
Two
right,
questions.
close your eyes.
I thought we were getting rid of this. I thought we were done with the closing of the eyes.
Fine.
All right.
Shuffling. All right.
Give me this. What's the most fun road trip you've taken? Does it have to, to South Carolina. Every year, my dad would come up to Baltimore and take me and my sister to South Carolina, and we'd make games out of it, like Punch Buggy No Punchback, and like the alphabet game, which is basically just like pick a topic or a category, and you have to go through the alphabet and name all those things. So
26 letter, but technically you would be naming 26.
yeah. So like if it was
Food.
rappers,
Okay.
and I was starting, I'd say ASAP Rocky, then you'd say B.
Busta Rhymes.
All right. Cameron.
Drew DMX.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Frank Ocean.
Not much of a rapper.
He is a rapper. All right. Okay. All right. Fabio Foreign.
A B C D F G.
Gunna.
Get. Okay. I was gonna say Gangstar.
Oh. Okay.
We're not doing this
We're
entire
not. Okay.
game.
Sorry. Well, that sounds very stimulating.
It is.
Um.
Oh, but you would have to name all of them in order. So, like, if I said ASAP Rocky, you'd say ASAP Rocky, Busta Rhymes. I'd say ASAP Rocky, Busta Rhymes, Cameron.
That's too much.
ASAP Rocky, but yeah.
I'm not gonna remember all of that. After like the third one, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's play a new game.
It's a fun game.
One of my favorite road trips. I haven't done too many like road trips, but me and my friend Tamara drove down. Oh, I think a real road trip. Me, Gabby, and
Still have
Ariane.
some hair back there.
Yeah, I told you that earlier.
Yeah, but I
Me,
shaved it. But then there's more.
Me, Ariane, and Gabby drove down from Atlanta to Destin, Florida. That was fun.
Okay. Why?
Oh, we were just going on like a girls' trip. It was us, Celeste, a few of her friends. It was fun.
Okay.
And that was like being in a car. Like to me, a road trip with two people, like that's not really a road trip. But road trip when you have like a gang of folks in the car, like that's like, okay, we're doing stuff. We're talking, we're laughing, we're finding random things, we're listening to music. We've driven through like Gabby and I by ourselves have driven into like the woods at night, but we were driving through like the deep south, late at night. It was very interesting because it was just dark, and you see homes and freaking Confederate flags everywhere. It was very interesting. All right. My question. How has family birth order impacted you? Well, I was the baby.
The baby for the longest time.
I was the baby, and
were the
then I had a little. Then my father
Let's go.
my father
used to have
had
that
my
drop.
little brother. So then I became the middle child and second oldest, and then my mom had my little sister, and then I became the second oldest, and then my dad had my baby sister. So I'm officially the second oldest / middle child / the baby. I think those all. I feel like I'm kind of grateful to have had all those different birth orders because, like, when you're the baby, like, similarly to being an only child, you pretty much, like, you live a very privileged, spoiled life. Like, you don't have to think about anybody else but yourself. You don't have to share. You're like, because everyone's older than you, so no one's gonna want any of the things you're playing with. They're gonna have to share with you. You're not gonna have to share with them. Everyone helps you out, does things for you. You really have no responsibilities.
Yes.
And then when you become like an older sibling, then it's different. Now you have to like think about the other children in the family more than you would have thought about them just like, as having an older sibling. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that helped me give me like a perspective of both appreciation for my older sister and like learning how to share and not be very selfish, because when you have younger siblings, especially when they're much younger than you, you have to, in a sense, become a little bit selfless, kind of like a parent in some ways. So I think that definitely helped me to like have better perspective of things and be a better person overall.
Okay.
All right, that's done with the questions. That's it. Well, you didn't answer yours.
I know. That's why I was so
It's
surprised
not
that you were ready to move on.
Because you know why? Usually when I answer the question, you'll jump right into it, and I'll go last.
Okay.
And I forgot that's not what happens.
Yeah. Okay. So I am the youngest of two. My sister is 6 years older than me. I think we in our family have this thing where like my parents raised in many ways my parents like they say that they raised my sister to be like a boy and they raised me to be a girl. Which when I go into describing why that is the case, obviously this was back in the day. Yes. There are no gender roles anymore, and so therefore nobody has to assume, like any sort of role there is in anything. But I was sort of raised. My sister was raised to be like sort of independent, self-sufficient leader, like a motherly kind of person, because she had to take care of me. And me, I just was like the creative, like running around, like just do whatever. Hell, maybe it was doted on and everything like that. And yeah, so that was basically that. I think it affected me because like a lot of those skills I had to acquire later on in life, as I got older, maybe like middle and high school. But I still think it's good. I still call my sister Mama number 2. And it's good. And nothing against siblings and people who have multiple siblings, but I'm super glad that it stayed and remained just the two of us.
I mean, the thing about having, when it's only two of you,
you hear that, miss? Trying to pawn your child off as a licorice?
But there's only
We're not
two
having
of you,
any of that shit.
You don't have to, like, it's less emotional labor because you only have to think about you and one other person. Once you start adding more people in there, now you have to start paying attention to other people's personalities.
And I barely had to think about my sister.
Other people's, like, perspectives and wants and needs.
Yeah, she was in her own world and lived her own life.
Like, I do have a lot of respect for older siblings because I think our parents, even if they didn't realize how problematic that it is, but like the parentification of your children, it's like, especially when you think like, damn, like our siblings were kids having to help take care of us and have that responsibility when that was not their burden to bear. But like if you're in a single mom home, or if you're in a home that like your parents have to work, that's just sometimes is something that falls onto the older kids. So to all you eldest siblings out there, especially the eldest girls, we see you. Thank you for all your
We salute you.
for all your work.
All you older sisters.
No older siblings in general, but like older
Older siblings.
The oldest girl generally takes on more of a burden than the rest of the siblings.
Yes.
You know? All right, so are we ready to go into our pop culture segment?
Yes, we are. Sorry.
You're usually so quick on the trigger.
Yeah. Today is a slower day.
Maybe because something's distracting you.
No, because I'm tired.
And also a little wee bit distracted.
I'm not distracted. Nothing is distracting me. I'm focused. I'm here. I'm locked in. Okay?
Okay, so you ready to jump into our pop news?
Yes.
corner?
Yes. What do you have for us?
All right, so we have some updates. First, Adidas, I think we mentioned this before, that Adidas is going to be selling off their Yeezy products.
They're not commissioning any new Yeezys.
No, they're just selling off what they already have.
All the Yeezys that they have.
But they said that even though they're selling it off the remaining inventory, a significant amount will be donated to selected organizations working to combat discrimination and hate, including racism
Yes.
and anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
I still think that's a crock of bullshit, and they just don't want people to be upset with them for folding under the weight of this pressure. Because if you didn't want to sell them, you just wouldn't sell them. Like, yeah, okay, you're gonna give us the money, but like,
They were in a lose-lose situation, essentially. They either, stop selling these shoes and take an incredible loss, or sell the shoes, but then you can do a tax write-off of, like, saying, hey, like, we're donating all of this money to all these different places and stuff.
well, I think y'all still a bunch of douchebags, but capitalism.
Capitalism.
All right, moving on. So we've talked about this Jonathan Major scandal a lot.
Yes.
And I think we mentioned either last week or the week before how it's been rumored that he and Megan Good,
Well, like Megan could do better. Just saying.
she could, have been rumored to be dating.
Yes.
So the rumor mill is abuzz this weekend because they were shown at an airport holding hands, being affectionate, talking very close to each other. They were at LAX. I don't personally feel like I still don't believe it's real. Although now we have confirmation that she and her team are going along with it.
Mm-hmm. Complacency.
But, it's not like she's had the best of... She's picked men, even like she had her pastor husband, but I'm sure they're... Outside of him, and even with him, we don't know all the problematic things he could be about.
Yes.
But she just hasn't had a good track record with men, and she also has been linked in a familial way to Jim Brown, rest in peace. And if Jim Brown, the football player, he had several scandals over his lifetime of being an abuser, a woman abuser. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just something that it was normalized in her life, or she just wasn't taught how bad it was, or she's someone who thinks, well, maybe he just made a mistake and he's a black man buying NBC. Who knows?
He is buying NBC.
Who knows? But I feel like, Megan, you're gorgeous, you're talented.
You're good. You're better than good.
You could do so much better.
What's gooder than good? Ice cold, as we found out yesterday on the dance floor.
Yes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll check in on this as this plays out.
Also, Ludacris has finally got his star on the Walk of Fame. So congratulations to him.
He's come so far, like from being like I would say like he is what. Like, over a longer stretch of period of time, what I assumed DaBaby would end up being.
Really?
Yeah, just, like, mega hot hit making lyricist
Uh-huh.
who is. I will say this now. I'm not necessarily saying that Ludacris is like the best rapper of all time.
Okay.
He's a top-notch rapper.
Mm-hmm.
His songs, he has a couple hits that have had staying power, I would say. Like,
yes. Area codes, splash waterfalls.
yeah, Splash Waterfall. Because, like, I think of the songs that I would hear outside at, like, certain events.
Yeah.
And I could definitely hear What's Your Fantasy?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Or
what was his first song that came out?
Throw Them Bowls?
No, the first
Use
song.
a Hoe?
That's the first song. That's not his first song.
I thought his first song was Throw Them Bowls.
No, maybe it's Throw Them Bowls. It's not
Cadillac grills, Cadillac skills. Check out the all my Cadillac spills. That was his first song.
Okay, so maybe that's still a great song.
Look this up.
But I'm glad. Congratulations. He was with his daughters, Candace, Kai, and Karma, and his.
Because he's Chris Bridges, so he's one of those dudes who's like, they all have to have the same sound.
And his youngest child, Chance, and also his wife, Eudoxie Bridges. So, congratulations to him. We're glad that we were talking about this yesterday about rappers getting their flowers now because so many of them have not made it into their 50s, 60s, and etc. Some of them barely even make it into their 30s. So, we're happy to see Chris Bridges doing what he needs to do, getting his shine, getting his accolades, building up his generational wealth for his family. I don't think I've ever heard anything problematic about him, and I hope that continues.
Same here.
And in other news in rap, the final defendant in the Extension murder trial was sentenced to 7 years in prison.
XXX Tentacion.
I always do that.
Yeah.
I always say it. Robert Allen.
Oh, I guess, What's Your Fantasy was first.
Oh,
I thought it was, well, first off, you didn't say that. And second of all, I thought it was Southern Hospitality.
well,
Oh, wait. Hold on. When's Throw Them Bowls?
I don't know, but it's an older song, I think. Or it came out a few years after that. But Robert Allen is going to get 20 years on probation following his release from prison after 5 years. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison with credit for time served. So, I guess justice, but...
It was Ho, actually. His debut song was Ho. Use a Ho. But What's Your Fantasy was the first one to top on the Billboard.
Great.
That was gonna bother me if I didn't get the answer.
Well, I'm glad you tuned in. Can you tune back into the live?
Oh, yeah.
So, in other murderous news, remember when we spoke a few weeks ago about the Cash App founder dying?
Yes.
Well, apparently, Bob Lee was having an affair with the alleged killer's sister and even dated the accuser's ex-girlfriend. Allegedly...
He was having
it was a whole torrid sexual affair.
He
Apparently,
was fucking the accuser's sister and also the girlfriend.
they had at one time dated, and so Bob was stabbed by 38-year-old Nima Moemi, and he had previously dated. He had a relationship with Kazar Momeni, that was his sister. Reportedly, Momani wanted to talk to Lee about his relationship with his sister the night before he got stabbed and asked if the sister was doing drugs or anything appropriate when they were together. And so he got so angry because apparently Lee was involved in sex parties and drugs and debauchery, and he didn't want his sister involved. He murdered him. Who would have thunk it? That was the last thing I was thinking that was going to come out of this story. But, here we are. So, this was weird, but it's also New York related, so I feel like we need to talk about it.
Yes.
Apparently, New York City is sinking because of the weight of our buildings, which total over 1 million. That sounds
Low.
1 million buildings.
No, 1.7 trillion pounds total.
Yes, but they're saying we have 1 million. We couldn't possibly have 1 million buildings. I think someone wrote that wrong.
I believe that New York has 1 million.
How could we have 1 million buildings? That's a lot of buildings.
That is a lot of buildings. Do you see how long Manhattan stretches out to? I believe that. I honestly believe that there are 1 million people, 1 million buildings.
1 million people, maybe not billions, but all right. Well, the lead researcher.
No, there are several millions of people living in New York, working in New York, touristing in New York, staying in New York
But
for short
buildings?
layover stays.
All right.
Yeah, buildings. I absolutely agree with that. Like there are what? Dozens of buildings on this block.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean,
that's just this block, and that's in Brooklyn.
All right. Okay. Well, the lead geologist
and the streets that are very long in Manhattan.
Got you.
They have those long ass streets, those long ass side streets. So like, there are probably like dozens upon dozens of buildings over there too.
I mean, possibly. I just feel like it just seems like a lot. But the lead researcher and geologist Tom Parsons of the United States Geological Survey said that the sinking is going to make it even worse for New York when it comes to natural disasters because, we're already below the sea level. Mm-hmm. Lower Manhattan is greatly at risk because it's definitely below the sea line. And then, of course, worrying about Queens and Brooklyn. So they said that New York faces a significant challenges from flood hazard. The threat of sea level is going to sea level rise is 3 to 4 times higher than the global average along the Atlantic coast of North America.
Yeah,
so
well,
we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe every time we drive across the bridge, I always think about Batman, the new one, where they had that big like gate or whatever wall around the city, and I feel like we're gonna have to have that soon. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
For the water. That's what they had to protect the city from the water.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like we're going to need to have
No, probably. I mean, that'll be jobs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
Jobs.
So speaking of sinking cities, DeSantis signed a bill this week that is targeting pretty much everyone. And so I'm going to just give you a rundown of the list of the things. A law that bans abortions after 6 weeks. A law that will outlaw outlawing gender transition care for minors and restricting it for adults. Prohibiting public school employees from calling students pronouns other than those matching their birth. And banning public universities and colleges in the state from spending money on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And that he signed a bill that will also lower the threshold for imposing the death penalty, changing concealed carry laws. I mean, so much bullshit. So I just want y'all to pay attention. Because Florida is turning into a cesspool. The NAACP.
Florida has always
been a cesspool. It's always been a cesspool, but it's now turning like radioactive. Yeah. And the NAACP said filed like a, what is it called? A warning. Like, you know when you're like, don't go to this place because it's like a travel warning.
A travel warning
about Florida. And some of
my dad actually sent us a travel warning about going to Jamaica.
Why? I mean, honestly, people get so worried about going to other countries that are like dangerous, but you're just as unsafe in America as you are across any of these
Reconsider
countries.
Travel to Jamaica, Colombia.
Well, did you read it?
I skimmed it.
Did it give you any information?
Colombia more so than Jamaica. Department regularly assess risks for Americans abroad. Violent crimes such as home invasions, armed robbery, sexual assaults, and homicides are common. Sexual assaults occur frequently, including at all-inclusive resorts. Oof.
These things happen in America
Says
every
that
day.
it's a level 3 travel advisory for Jamaica.
These things happen every day, B. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't not go outside your house. You can go outside your house here. You're gonna get shot. You might get ran over. You might get accosted. I mean,
you might have dog shit all over your fucking bed.
That is not something that happens in people's houses.
That is exactly what happens in my house.
Well, speaking of violent warnings.
Yes.
So I think his name is Ja Morant. It's either Ja or Jay.
I want to say Jay Morant.
Well, he has been suspended from the Memphis Grizzlies and all their team activities because he has another video of him brandishing a weapon on social media. Now, I don't know if I feel like people should be getting suspended or fired from having guns in their videos, because we see far-right people and those conservatives toting their guns for their whole family in Christmas photos.
Their rifles and their AK-47s and their fucking machine guns.
When he was in the club doing it, I understood, because you shouldn't have your gun out in a club, you idiot. But like in a car, he was in a car with his friend on a video. He's flashing a gun. Like, who cares? But like, he's been suspended. I know this is a second warning.
Look, we all know guns are cool, but you should not be flashing those things if you are a celebrity.
Yeah, but
period.
like
Point
he
blank.
was in the yes, I understand technically the optics, but I feel like the basketball. The team or the coach or whatever is trying to make an example of him to be like, see, you can't be being like a ghetto nigger on social media and showing your gun.
How many times have I told you to stop saying that?
Well, that's how they sounded.
Or stop saying it that way.
That's how they were saying it to him. Ugh. See how you feel? That's what they're thinking when they say it.
I feel hurt when you say it.
Well, that's the truth. So I don't know. I think it's weird that he has to go through this whole situation.
But
of like,
this also, like, I know that, how old is he?
He's like young. He's probably like 24, maybe. I don't think he's old at all.
But like, it's a lot of talent for a young man to have, to then be sort of wasting it on the sidelines because you keep doing these dumb things. It's a dumb thing that he's doing. I would prefer it if he showed off money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if he was one of those who had, like, the stack of dollar bills
by his ear,
or, you know, spraying it on hose.
He's 23 years old, and ESPN says that his $194 million contract is set to begin this coming season. It could have escalated to a supermax if he made all NBA this season. But he was not voted onto the team, which cost him about $39 million. He has endorsement deals with Nike and Powerade, though the sports drinks company pulled an ad featuring Morant almost immediately after this video, and a Powerade spokesperson told Michelle Steele that at this time we do not have a Jay Morant related content running. So right. He's losing money for this. I don't think he should. I just think I think they're just trying to make an example, and they don't. All these commentators, both people who've been in the NBA or just speaking around it, are like, he wants to be a thug. He's like, but he's not. If he's doing something in a public space that could cause issues, yes, give him some sort of suspension, whatever. If he is in his friend's car playing with a gun, as stupid as it may be.
Were they driving?
He wasn't driving. His friend was driving. He wasn't giving the friend the gun. He was just holding it around, going like, you know, but like he wasn't doing anything that was endangering the population. Mm-hmm. So I just feel like this is what's the opposite of a cash grab? A way to try to put him in his place for not listening. But again, you give a 23-year-old
scapegoating?
Maybe scapegoating. Millions of dollars. He's been in the NBA for several years now. You give him all this money and all this access to things and people, and it's not like you're giving him like therapy to figure out how to change his ways from what he might have grown up with or something like that. So it just feels silly. Like he shouldn't be losing money because he had a gun. If he was saying something problematic, sure. If he said, I want to start shooting up, you know, a bunch of homeless shelters.
But then it's not like the NRA are coming to his defense.
They're not, of course. Why would they? Why would they? He's black.
I mean, yeah.
Why
So.
would they ever put any sort of money towards towards us? But I hope that he takes the lessons from this and just don't fuck the money up, sir.
Don't fuck the
Don't
money
fuck
up.
the
Don't
money
fuck
up.
up the bag. God, if I had a bag like that, I would never fuck that up in any way, shape. My past might. I've done some dirt in my past, but and
Not
don't go
now.
searching for it. Probably have bad tweets that I have not scrubbed off the internet yet.
But I mean, at least HU.
Yes. Oh, someone else's. Not focusing.
Well, there's television is on, and I saw it in the corner of my eye versus staring at it.
in the corner out of the eye.
Versus
Okay.
staring at it.
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, moving on. So Timberland has gotten some hot water because he has been using the new AI tech to make songs.
Yeah.
And he used a voice filter to make a song with Biggie, and people felt like it was rude, distasteful, etc. So apparently now he's about to start an AI startup business, which he thinks will lead to changes in the music industry, and said he wants to commercialize an artificial intelligence software that will revolutionize song making. And he thinks it'll be the future of music creation with less costs. And he wants to be a pioneer in the AI music industry. I mean,
Look, he's just trying to get the bag. Like, he
Snoop
sees where
was-
the money is. The money is in AI, and he's just trying to get that money. I'm not hating on
Snoop
it.
was
Missy Elliott, by
talking-
the way, is voicing that little girl.
Snoop Dogg was talking about this a few weeks ago at a conference about how musicians need to be able to get in, not in bed with AI, but get awareness of it. Do I need this? Do I need to invest in it? It makes sense that him as a musician would invest in something that could impact his career. But I do think we need to get musicians and creatives who are pushing back against AI as being able to use your voice and your imagery and all of that and create an artist. Because I don't think that's right to musicians. And somebody said something on Twitter that I thought was interesting, that the reason why so many of these companies are buying up people's discography from them is because they want to be able to put up all this information into the computer and have an AI create the perfect AI voice to start churning out songs. And it's people are going to listen to it, they're going to love it. They don't need a person. Only reason they would need a person is they're doing a live concert, and they can just find anybody to
I mean, we're already in an era where fucking people go to Vegas for Whitney Houston residency holograms.
Exactly.
For holograms.
or even what's that band that wears them, Daft Punk.
Daft Punk.
You don't even know what they look like. So really, if you
They're not robots.
No, I'm not saying they're robots. I'm saying that if you want to have a band or a group or someone who is just singing for the AI, is the face of the
Like
AI.
Gem in the holograms?
Kinda, I guess. I've never watched it.
Oh, no. I think she was... What was she? She was Was she a fake singer? Gem in the holograms?
I never
The
watched
cartoon?
Or if I watched it, it was so long ago that I don't remember.
Okay. I forget what her backstory was. I'm going to look it up.
But I think that they just need to put more legal backing for proprietary information, because this is just like Black Mirror when Miley Cyrus was she died, and then they took her soul out of her body and put it in the freaking AI doll. It comes with too many weird problematic things. Did you find it?
No, this is the film. I need the animated show.
Well, while you're looking at that, I'm going to continue on to a serious topic.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful of that before you come interjecting. So Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, were here in New York last week, and unfortunately, they had a very scary run-in with the paparazzi. They said they were in a near catastrophic car chase. That's definitely reminiscent of his mother Diana's which she dealt with all the time, but especially the one that led to her death in 1997. They were being pursued by paparazzi while in the car with her mother, Dorian. After attending a charity award ceremony by the Miss Foundation for Women in New York City, because Megan was being honored there, and so apparently the cars were chasing after them and almost resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers. There is some video that shows the couple going into and leaving the event with a bunch of photographers and them kind of running after them. So that was obviously scary, but I did find it a little weird that Whoopi Goldberg on The View, when they were talking about it, she was saying that she doesn't believe that there was a high-speed chase, and that, in New York City, you can't really have a high-speed chase because there's so much traffic. Joy agreed with her, but Sunny was she was like, well, first, they didn't call it a high-speed chase. They said it was a chase. And that, if they're dealing with aggressive paparazzi, that is still going to be scary. So I'm curious. I don't know. Whoopi, what's going on? Why are we putting any doubt on their story? That feels weird.
I also had a bit of a question about the
logistics
speed of the
well, I mean, they didn't.
chase
They
in
said
New
it was a near catastrophic chase.
Accidents can happen. I know that happens all the time here in New York, and I know that driving in New York is crazy. Just last month we were in a car with my dad, and boy oh boy was that fun. Was a fun driving outing that we were having in the city, Manhattan, just driving all over the place. But it was very reminiscent of Need for Speed. Need for Speed. Anyway, I was just wondering what the driving speed of the chase
I don't know
was.
how fast they were. I think there was just a lot of them were following them in the cars, in those bike scooter things, and then if you're more worried about getting a picture of someone versus driving, that's automatically going to be more dangerous. Yeah. And if there's a lot of people doing it and there's a bunch of cars following them in their car, that's scary. So I think that these type of things are not normal to happen in New York City, and you just need whoever is hiring these paparazzi in the UK, please just leave them alone, because you're not just endangering them, you're endangering the rest of us.
Yeah.
And also, that would have been really shitty if something happened to them, because the 3 of them, then their kids would have had to go freaking live in Buckingham Palace and be freaking Cinderella and Cinderfella. Cinderfelly. But yes, we thank you, Megan and Harry, for coming to our city, and we hope that you have a better time the next time you're here. But speaking of cars, Rick Ross is upset. Because he's planning his annual car show in Georgia, in Fayetteville.
Fayetteville.
What did I say?
Fayetteville.
Oh, Fayetteville.
Fayetteville.
It's happening on June 3rd, but his neighbors are very upset because apparently this show in the past has drawn huge crowds, and council member Linda Pritchett said it's a logistical nightmare. Anyone who wants to attend the event has to come through the city of South Fulton to get there. For 12 plus hours, you will have a constant flow of traffic, a saturated constant flow of people, cars parked illegally and parked in shopping centers where patrons cannot park. Other people said it was good. Felt like it would be good for business. Obviously, people don't like the traffic portion, and his neighbors obviously don't like it because you're bringing all these fucking people to my property, and around it, it's late and it's loud, etc. I think that Rick Ross needs to move because he's been causing
He has
all
been,
this trouble. First, you're gonna have fucking buffaloes.
Yeah, buffaloes roaming
walking
all
around my
the
neighborhood.
fucking
Thank
area.
goodness nobody in Fayetteville, Georgia, shot them and put them on their fucking wall because that 100% could have happened.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna have a car show. Like, why don't you tell your guests to Uber? Uber to the car
No,
show.
I mean, there's still going to be traffic. I mean,
Yeah,
remember
but-
when we were in D.C. For homecoming and how crazy that traffic was?
yeah,
Like, it was taking forever for
Yeah.
Ubers to come.
that's
and
true. Maybe
it
get
was
him a bus. He should charter a bus.
charter some buses.
Have them stay at where pick up point once every hour. They come and bring people back, and then that way it'll be less.
Maybe.
It'll be less movement and annoyance. And okay. Well, I got some more bullshit coming your way.
Okay. Hit me with it.
In Springfield, Missouri, a student was suspended for recording her geometry teacher, a white man, using the N-word. Her name is Mary Walton. She's 15. She recorded him on her phone. It's in the video. It says the teacher is using the N-word, saying that he can say the word after questioning why it isn't considered derogatory when a black person says it. They said, I'm not calling anyone nigger. I can say the word. And then, of course, the students start calling him out. And then he told her to stop recording. The teacher resigned because they were placed on leave.
Yeah.
But she was suspended. And the Springfield Public Schools spokesperson, Stephen Hall, said that it was unacceptable classroom behavior and the school appropriately and promptly handled all matters related to the situation. We want our schools to be safe and welcoming learning environments. When students have concerns, they should follow the appropriate steps for reporting. I don't understand why that means she should be suspended. I don't know what would cause a suspension just because you are recording. It's because you have your phone out in class. That doesn't really make any sense. And just another way that a black child is being penalized for defending themselves.
So, I do think that I agree with some form of, I would say, demerit, because the kid shouldn't have had her phone out. But suspension is too far. I will say that.
Why should she get a demerit for taking her phone out to record her teacher saying nigger?
I'm pretty sure schools have rules about
So,
not being on your phone.
If a child was in a fight and she recorded it, she should also get suspended. If you're in a situation...
Wait, if you're in the fight or are you recording
If
the
she's
fight?
recording the fight. If I'm at a concert and they say no phones out and something crazy is going on and I pull my phone out, you're going to kick me out of the concert? That sounds ridiculous. And that is that you're penalizing the student for taking her phone out
Well,
to record
the teacher
something
has
that
already
shouldn't have been happening.
The teacher's already been punished, though, right? Like,
That
they
only
resigned and
because her recording came out. It wasn't like they were just doing that
But
just for shits and gigs.
I do think that it is overboard. I'm saying the punishment does not fit the crime.
There shouldn't have been any punishment at all. For her, she wasn't in the middle of the SATs. Her teacher was in the class talking about nigger. So why should she not pull her phone out and say, look what's happening to make sure he gets in trouble? The same way if you were pulled over by the police and you pull your phone out and they're doing something's going on, if they try to beat you up because you have your phone out, they are in the wrong because they're the ones who are being problematic. They're the only ones who should have any sort of punishment.
I think we're just in a slight disagreement over this.
There's no disagreement. You're just wrong.
No.
You're 100% wrong.
And I'm not even saying you're wrong. I
know,
your point.
because I'm right.
I do see your point.
I don't see yours.
Well,
Because there is none.
There is a point. Unfortunately, you don't see it in.
It's not unfortunate. It's just not there.
It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate that you are thinking such a terrible idea.
That's not a terrible idea. All right, it's not terrible to say that kids shouldn't have their phones in school
people shouldn't have their phones out in school
I'm
while
not
a
saying
teacher
what the
is
teacher
teaching.
did was better.
While
It's
we're
bad.
in a
It's bad all
assembly,
around. I'm
while
just
you're
saying that
taking a
if the kid-
test.
If the kid is
but
gonna
if I
get in
can't
trouble,
pull
it
out
makes
my
sense that it would be
phone
like a
and
demerit
because
of some
my
kind.
teacher is
I'm not
doing
even saying
bullshit,
that they should get detention or anything like that.
I'm
I'm
not-
saying
if-
that a kid, there's probably a rule in place about kids having their phones in class.
let a
that the kid was
school
probably
call me to tell me my child's getting suspended for recording
And I would say that's too far. I would say that's too far.
recording a teacher doing something they shouldn't have been doing just because we have a rule not supposed to have schools out in school. You better kiss the darkest, deepest part of my black ass. If they even tried to give her a freaking demerit, I would have. No, we are having problems all around. Get some teachers who don't come into school using the N-word, spreading it like it's measles. Do better.
Okay.
And leave my child alone.
I already said that I saw your point. So, we're just agreeing.
all lives matter me next.
I'm not gonna. This isn't an all lives matter thing at all. Just saying rules are in place for a reason. And
Sounds like I was only following orders to me.
it's not okay. You know what? This is why you can't have a discussion, because every argument ultimately comes back to, if you don't agree with me, you're a fucking Nazi. And I'm not a goddamn Nazi, okay? I'm just stating that it makes sense to me that there would be a mild to, not even mild, a light punishment. It doesn't make sense that it's a suspension. It shouldn't be a suspension. We're both in agreement on that. But I could see where a punishment could be dished. I'm just saying that it makes more sense that it would be in the form of a demerit or a warning or something. Or just like, hey, thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Thank you for doing this, but also here's a mark on your record. That's not a thank you.
Records don't go that way.
No, that's not a thank you. That is you're being punished for speaking up. We just talked about that kid a few weeks ago who told her friend that someone was talking about bringing a gun to school, and she got suspended.
We did not talk about
Yes,
that.
we did.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
That has not been on
We talked about
any
it was months
episode
ago.
of the podcast.
How would you know?
What do you mean, how would I
You
know?
have a terrible memory.
Yeah, but I listen back to these podcasts. Do I not?
Okay. All right.
All right. Okay. Moving on. We have finite amount of time.
Thank you, timekeeper.
Yes. Let's keep it moving.
Are you okay from all your distractions? Are you?
I'm
able
good.
to
I'm
move
not
on?
distracted. I'm engaged. As uncomfortable as this conversation was, I'm engaged in it. Okay?
Well, no reason for you to feel uncomfortable. Why? Because Queen Bey's coming to save the day. Your hair, that is. Beyonce has raised a bit of speculation because she said she's been creating something, and that it is targeted to, it's like going to be surrounded in hair. She was in a Instagram post that she put up Tuesday. She said that she talked about how her mother's legacy and her growing up in hair salons has given her ideas on like creating her own. Okay, there's no caption on that. All right, I'll just have to read you snippets.
This actually is a surprising story to me because I would have already thought that she
had one.
That had some sort of hairline.
She said that how many of y'all knew my first job was sweeping my mama's hair, sweeping hair in my mama's salon. Destiny's Child got their start by performing for clients while they were getting their hair done, and that she was talking about her people in her family and the women in the salon were entrepreneurs. And then she wants to teach people ways to nurture and celebrate their hair, and that she cannot wait for us to experience what she's been creating. And there's also been some rumor that Meg Thee Stallion has been using Beyonce's hair products on her hair, and you know she has glorious, luxurious.
She does have
mane
really
of
nice hair. She does have really nice hair.
So I hope that we're gonna get it. People have been going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this announcement on social
I
media.
will say that, unfortunately, I will not be able to enjoy this hair care line because God has deemed it so.
You never know. Beyonce's hair care might revitalize those follicles.
Maybe.
You never know. Beyonce always got something up her sleeve.
Mm-hmm. All right, maybe. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's some new
Queen Bee magic.
Queen Bee Beehive magic. Beehive honey. She's in
Beehive
honey, right? She has honey, right?
No, she does not. Oh no, she does have honey, but she just makes it for her family. She doesn't sell it.
She should sell the honey.
She should sell. I would buy that
Beyonce
fucking honey.
Yeah.
Of course I would.
That's like a huge market right now.
Sell
the
it.
only honey that's out there is the fucking bear fucking honey.
And a lot of it's not even real honey.
And it's not even all that
corn
good.
syrup.
Yeah, it is corn syrup. When was the last time you had honey?
Like real honey?
Like real honey.
I feel like maybe a few months ago there might have been a restaurant that had like a honey cube somewhere on a plate, but like I don't know. It's been too long. And I read an article about this like last year or so that they were talking about how most honey that we get is mostly corn syrup. So when you have to look for it saying 100% honey, like, and it's more expensive, but it's better honey for you because one, the other one's not honey, it's just like sugar water.
Yeah.
And the real honey has a better flavor. It has like all the nutrients and all the good stuff you get from honey. Mm-hmm. It's like, what's the point of me making tea with honey if I'm just making tea with liquid sugar?
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. Listen, I hope she got some bundles for me because I will buy them. All right?
Yeah.
Anything for Beyonce.
Yeah, maybe she'll come out with some wigs for Gladys.
And I would wear those wigs. I will get the bundles.
Why don't you wear wigs?
I wear them sometimes.
Do you? I've never seen you in a wig.
Remember the wig I brought here? Remember that time I came back from Atlanta and I had that wig and you
No.
wore it? I have a picture of you in it.
Are you sure? Are you sure that was me?
I guess we're going to use that might be the picture I have to put up
No.
for the next
we're not.
podcast.
We're not doing that.
So that we can all remember
No.
you in this.
No,
you look
we're not.
good.
We're not. Well,
You
first
look like
off,
a rock star.
Obviously, I look great in anything that I put on, including these wigs and including this hat. Okay? I always look good.
You always look good.
But I don't remember this taking place.
I will find it and share it with you.
Sure.
But no, I like wearing wigs, but I don't. The upkeep of a wig is hard for me.
It's a lot of maintenance.
It's a lot of maintenance. So the lace front I have now, I gotta get it washed and I gotta get it styled. Like, I love it, but like I have to do all these things to it. Mm-hmm. But I do and like to like a few years ago for my birthday, I just put a wig on because I didn't have time to do my hair, and it came out great. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna pull out a wig, but I can't wear a wig anywhere where I'm gonna be like doing a lot of like head movement.
So that's why you don't wear wigs at all, because that's all you ever do is just do a bunch
Well,
of this.
I need to have more
and movement and dancing.
I don't
you
have
fidget. Like
enough
you're a fucking fidgeter.
hair on the sides to help
You're
me
an
feel
F
secure.
word. You're a fidget.
I'm a fidget spinner.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna
And
be.
that word is 2 words away from being 2 letters away from being a slur.
What? I'll ask you off mic.
Instead of the I and the E, it would be an A and an O. Fidget. Wait.
No, there's 2 G's.
Oh, there's a D. Okay. My bad. I forgot about the D.
I was like,
I
what?
forgot about the D. That's the
How
name of this
could you?
episode.
How could you ever forget about the D?
Forgot about the D.
All right, so while we get more acquainted with the D, we'll be right back. We have our mental health section, things that we're hating on this week, RIPs, and things that made us happy. So, be right back. Which button is it? No?
Why? Why? Stop. Please stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Well, you were writing it down. I was trying to help.
It's the same one that it always is.
I don't know which one that is.
That would be this one.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
I won't.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
Nothing's gonna happen on this end, so it's fine. What? Okay, never mind.
Just sing your song.
Well, now I don't want to, so let's just move on.
No, but now you gotta sing.
Peach, you're so cool. With my star, we're gonna rule. Peach, understand. I'm gonna love you till the very end. Peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Ooh. Peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Mario, Luigi, and a Donkey Kong too. 1,000 troops of Koopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach, at the end of the line, I'll make you mine. Oh! Peaches, 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 peaches. I love you. Peaches, peaches. Peach! Trevor, there's always cream. Peaches and cream. You need it cause you know that I'm a fiend. Getting freaky cream with a limousine. It's even better when it's with ice cream. Know what I mean? Peaches and cream. You need it cause you know that I'm a fiend. Getting freaky with a limousine. It's better with ice cream. Know what I mean? Peaches is... I want to hear a mashup of Peaches and Peaches and Cream in the Club. Go see the movie today. Yeah, come on now. It's on digital now. It's so good. You can easily see it from your home. Is it on digital? Yeah, it's on digital. It's not like you have to buy it. Oh no. No. Not that's why I said it's on digital instead of saying it's on streaming. Okay. Yeah. You could totally rent it and be at your home. It's really good. It's a really good movie. What are you trying to push? I was going to push the button for the mental health segment. Well, I know it's not that one. Well, which one is it? Is it on there? Yes, it is. It's always the same. Welcome to the mental health section of the podcast. We are advocates, not experts, when it comes to mental health and self-care. Every week, we check in with each other about our mental health journeys, and we always start it off with a question. That's not it. And that's not even question. Not even ready. Okay. All right. What's the most stressful part of your day? Looking for work. Outside of that. Outside of that? Is looking for work. You're just that's your everyday right now. But outside, if you took out $20 is not digital money. How many? Okay. How much do you spend on Uber Eats? That is what could go towards. Okay, yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Not choking someone's child. Yeah. No, like, just get it. Just motivating myself to fucking look for these jobs and it's stressful looking at these emails because I've never been so consumed with email. Mm-hmm. Okay. Nothing because I can cook. You can. Okay. I can cook too. Excuse me? Excuse me? What was that noise? I didn't say anything. That noise was... Ooh! I want to throw my drink in your face like this is America's Hottest Wives or whatever the fuck it's called. What is it called? Real Housewives. You about to get a Roa moment right now saying,
I didn't say I was drinking.
No, you weren't even drink. Shut your mouth with coal. Yeah, she knows. She knows what she's doing. You're not innocent. What's this? Just say what the stressful part of your day is.
It either would be
Meetings. I do want to talk.
Don't be messy. My most stressful part of the day is either waking up or going to sleep.
Oh, because wait, why?
Well, it's kind of twofold. One, because when I want to go to sleep, I can't, and I'm stressed out because I'm tired, and I want to go to sleep, but I'm just laying there.
You're the only person that I know in America who can't just close their eyes and sleep.
Well, thank you, mental illness.
Like I
would love to be able to have your powers of being just bored enough and to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Getting dressed and convincing myself. That's hard.
That's real. That is
It's
real.
hard.
And
to see other people?
To have to be surrounded by people on the train, surrounded by people walking and doing their daily lives and stuff like that.
It's a lot.
You know what? I'm glad Manhattan is sinking. Okay? I want us to sink into the fucking ocean so that it becomes the lost city of Atlantis. And no one ever has to go over. We just create a new bridge. A bridge that goes from Brooklyn to the Bronx. Mm-hmm. And make the Bronx sink. And then, well, no, because the Bronx is connected to
it's not going to sink.
Right?
It's a whole landmass.
Yeah, that's a whole landmass. Yeah. So we sink Manhattan, make Bronx the new Manhattan, right? Brooklyn can still be Brooklyn because it's connected to Queens. And what? Or is Brooklyn connected to Long Island? It's one of those
Brooklyn
things.
is connected. Brooklyn and Queens are connected geographically to Long Island.
Yeah, I knew you wanted to fucking chime in with that.
I didn't, but you were saying it wrong on purpose because you knew I was going to correct you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's get rid of. Obviously, I don't want to drown people. I just want the
You want the land to go.
I want the land to go. Like the land should go.
Exactly. So we can't just sink our city.
Yeah.
My city, because you're a transplant.
Yeah, because then that's all that's left is just going back to DC.
Ugh. Who would want to do that? All right, so I answered my question. You answered your question. How has your mental health been this week?
Oh, there's no more Craig of the Creeks.
Good. Answer the question.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I've been fluctuating. I've been fighting off some mania. I've been relatively up until yesterday, and I'll get into that. Doing a really good job of fighting off like impulse buying shit and doing that whole number through Mania. Mm-hmm. There's definitely a PS5 and a Nintendo Switch and a couple of games and that camera that are just sitting in my cart right now.
I'm glad they're just like, sitting there.
Yeah.
And
not even the save for later. They're in the cart and I'm just like I was so about to get the Nintendo Switch for the trip.
I know.
But then I was like, no, I'll be on a beach and I'll be surrounded by people and friends and stuff.
Ooh, E-Moods. I haven't heard of that.
Oh, really?
What does it do?
Why are we staring at this waiting for an answer? That's dead air. That's dead air.
We're both so intrigued.
Yeah. You really thrown something into this. I've gotten my second win now. I was fading for a little bit, but now I've gotten my second win.
We were both just standing there like waiting. Okay, so you're stressed out from looking for jobs. You're tired of looking for jobs.
I'll get into this in my rant, but it's more so that I'm tired of the rejections. Like, so many rejections, so many, like, thanks for your interest, but we've given it to somebody else, and blah, 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 and we wish you luck on your future endeavors. We'll keep your thing on file. And I'm just like, I'll get into that in my rant, in my what made me mad this week rant. But mentally health wise, I'm mentally preparing myself for our trip. It's a lot to mentally prepare for.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a bunch of it's almost as if you are sending these brick texts that I'm not reading.
Talk first, then read.
Okay. It yesterday felt like it was a bit of a trial run for hedonism.
Really?
Being surrounded by people that I had no interest in talking to.
But you know what? This is why I can help.
I know
be
you
the
can help
buffer.
because you're the social butterfly of the two of us.
Yeah.
See, in my old age, I have through a combination of trial and error, through a combination of like years of oversharing and dominating rooms with my loud voice and my big personality, to now being more subdued and calm and chill. I know I could get loud when I drink, but like now it's more reined in. Plus my general disinterest in humanity. Like, it really is hard for me to get in social gatherings and be, like, amped to want to talk to people. Because, like, what am I going to talk about, you know? Like, the only thing that's going on in my life right now is that I don't have a job and I'm looking. Like, which is so depressing. That is such a depressing thing to say. Like, oh, I'm between opportunities. I'm on funcation or whatever the fuck it's called.
Fun employment.
Fun employment and stuff like that. Like, it's you know, the only other thing that's going on is I'm playing Risk a lot and I am watching a lot of TVs and yeah. So I was about to say something else. No one needs to know about that. Not until hedonism. Till I get in those rooms. But yeah, so it's just been a bit tough to try to reconfigure what I'm gonna be at hedonism. Plus, I'm still super self-conscious about my body. Like, I've been trying to wrap my head around not being self-conscious. You know what I mean? Like, I literally had a month where I could have exercised and gotten into shape, but I didn't do that. Instead, all my time and energy was focused on looking for work and sleeping. And I now have to reckon that this is the body. I have to love myself.
Yeah.
That this is the body.
Yes.
That is going to be naked.
Yes.
On a beach.
Yes.
With a plethora of different other bodies.
Yes.
Surrounded by friends.
Yes.
Well, not surrounded.
There'll be a few of us.
There'll be a couple.
A couple. A handful.
A smattering. Not even a smattering. Smattering is like 5.
Yeah. Well,
5 and more.
I think that once you put it in your mind that Jamaica's gonna get whatever body that Jamaica gets.
Jamaica's gonna get whatever. I just don't.
And that's it, because one, if everybody,
I hope I'm not body shamed.
No one is gonna body shame you.
Okay.
Because we are going to a place that is about freedom and openness and loving yourself and loving everybody and being like going outside of what the norms are. So people are going to be embracing that and showing love to everybody, because who cares what someone's body looks like? And I bet you even those people who have like perfect bodies are still going to be having anxiety, or if they see somebody that's a little bit more perfect than them. Like, we all just have to love ourselves and remind ourselves.
I'm just gonna have to be like, get a tattoo while I'm in Jamaica that says like Po Body's Nerfect, or wait.
Po Body's Nerfect? Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what you should get.
Yeah, Po Body's
Yes,
Nerfect.
if they body shame you, punch them in the face. I agree, James.
I agree in spirit. In practice, I don't know if you can see my wrists. These are not punching wrists.
Well,
these are, you can do the punching.
yeah, because I got claws.
Yeah,
For a reason.
Please don't start anything with anybody.
I'm not, but I'm just saying if I have to.
Please, I've seen you with some energy in the last couple days.
Well, that's going to be a part of my rant.
No, okay. Yeah.
So,
and I
and this blonde hair don't care.
Somebody, statistically speaking, has to care. And I
That's
ain't got
you.
no blonde hair.
You're the one that has to
I
care.
can't get blonde hair.
I can't care. I don't have to care.
The only hair that I have is on my face. And in my ass.
Exactly. You got a whole crew behind you.
Okay. All right. I'm not a coward. I just am. I like to diffuse tension with jokes.
I don't.
I trust. I know. You gotta know how to make them. How is your mental health this week? How's your mental health this week?
My mental health has been okay.
That's good. That's better than it has been in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like it's been okay. Like, on one hand, I've been, like, working with my therapist on a few different things. This week, we were talking about, like, my haunting, the way that, like, my past haunts my present.
Yes.
Especially, like, when it has to do with work, because a lot of times I get a lot of anxiety. Like last week, I had a lot of anxiety about this work project I was doing, because, like, whenever I get an assignment, even if I have, like, a week to do it, I get this anxiety, like, oh, I'm not doing it fast enough. Because I just think about, like, as a kid, or, like, in school or other jobs, when people are like, you should have been doing this time. It should only take you X, and, like, all these shoulds that are not helpful, because at the end of the day, my therapist said this, it doesn't matter if it took you all night to do it. If you finished it before it was due, or by the due date, then that's it. You finished it and they got it. So no one should be clocking you about how long something's taking you, or what you're doing and how many steps you need or whatever, because it's done. And just, like, taking off that should cape off your back, I think, is very important when it comes to your mental health, because shoulds will just weigh you down, stress you out, and cause you to have panic attacks.
Shit out the shoulds.
Shut out the shoulds.
No, that's not what I said. I said shit out the shoulds.
Oh, shit out the shoulds, yes.
All right. I'm writing that down.
James, you have worked on your temper, because you haven't been fighting people nearly as much as you could. And I feel like you need to get a gold star for that. And honestly, so should I. Anytime I don't punch somebody in the face, I should get a gold star.
Were you known for punching people in the face?
I am known for wanting to. But
have you, though?
Yeah. You just have met me in the time of my life when I
want to do a lot of things, but
when
nobody
I'm
knows
much
you
more,
for the wants. They know you for the actions.
I'm much more subdued, because my first inclination at disrespect is to hit. However, now we can go to jail for assault.
Well, now you can. Yes. We didn't live in the 50s. Yeah. Any time in history, we would have gone to jail for hitting.
Yeah. My first inclination is to hit when someone disrespects me. If you make me angry, my first feeling is I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
But I cannot do that. I have to use my words.
I have wanted to choke people.
It's a good, to me personally, you shouldn't have done something to make me want to hit you.
But, like, obviously I never do.
But you shouldn't have done the thing to make me want to do it.
Yes.
So whose fault is it?
Yes.
To be honest.
Yes. Sorry.
Take some
I should
accountability.
clarify. It has been in response to some disrespect. It's not that I'm out here just looking on the street and just being like, that's a neck I can break. It's been in response to outside stimulus.
Well, speaking of punching people, I think we should go to our venting section of the podcast.
This is the first time where we've gotten into it very quickly.
Yes. All right, press the button.
All right, I will. Here we go.
Bring it! What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
So you start, because I started the first time.
Well. Let me tell you what's pissing me off this week. Number one, I went to a dope-ass, fun-ass, enjoyable party on Friday. It was hosted by Out Magazine. Thank you very much, Courtney, for getting me the tickets to go. I wish you could have been there. And it was basically Out was having a magazine release party because Kim Petras was on the shoot. She's this trans woman, musician. She's on the song Unholy that we really like with Sam Smith. And so she's on it. It's like, great, we're going to be kiki and hanging out. It was at this bar, club place called Nebula in Midtown.
Side note, should I bring my speakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll charge them tonight.
She was at this club where they were doing the party at the Club Nebula in the city in Midtown. So I go out there. There's free drinks. There's not really any food, but I mean, it was a gay bar. I wasn't really expecting there to be food. You know, you gotta keep the bottom safe. And so enjoying myself.
Fleet Week.
At one point, I had to pee, so I go down to the bathroom. I was just sitting there waiting, and as I'm I'm finishing my drink so that I can go to the bathroom and not have the drink with me, and I'm seeing a commotion. This older Indian gentleman was talking to someone that I could assume was a young gay guy.
Yes.
And
keep those bottoms safe.
They were arguing because that person wanted to go to what was labeled the women's, it had a W on it for women, wanted to go in there to pee because something was going on with the men's stall. And the Indian man is like yelling and arguing with him about, you can't go in there because my manager, blah, blah, blah. So the person pulls off a sign that says all gendered bathroom and is like, are you dumb? Do you see what it says here? So that, of course, now Grandpa got angry. He's ornery because he got called dumb. He calls security, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm like, I just wanted to pee. Like, that's all I wanted to do. But now I have both. I have to pee in me. I have drinks in me. And I also have, we're not about to kick somebody out of this establishment because they called you dumb for a dumb thing that you were saying. So the security comes. I interject. And, I'm talking to the security guard. I explained to them that the person was going to the bathroom. There was an issue with one of the stalls. He and his friends were trying to just go to the other bathroom real quick, and they were being stopped by the attendant, and they were offended because the person's asking them or telling them, you can't go in there because this is for women. And I was like, we are at a queer event, and you don't need to be asking anybody's gender for them to pee.
Right.
And on top of it, it says all gendered bathrooms. So even if you had some sort of stipulations about who can go to what bathroom, there is none here. So why would I, if I'm trying to go to the bathroom and you're stopping me because one, a rude, homophobic rule that people have been talking about now for ages at this point. And then also it says all genders, and I explained that calmly to the bathroom attendant. Mm-hmm. I explained that calmly to the security guard, and the security guard who's a black man is like, "Well, you see how you said that to me? You see how calmly you said it?" And I was like, "But you don't have to be calm if you're offended." I was like, "If you were down south and somebody said something racially insensitive to you, are you gonna be calm about calling them out? No." You're going to be pissed off and trying to tell someone you're going to kick them out because they're trying to pee. You're stopping them from peeing, and you're also being having microaggressions about being homophobic. It's stupid. And we were having this whole back and forth. Thankfully, nothing happened, and then everyone was coming out like, oh, thank you, oh, it was great, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is not what I was trying to do tonight. I just wanted to pee. I wanted to have drinks. Thank you, Belvedere, for sponsoring the occasion. I wanted to have my little You Can't Cancel Pride teeny, which was delicious, and enjoy myself. Why am I having to have a social justice warrior moment at the bathroom?
What was in the Don't Cancel Pride team?
It was kind of like cranberry juice, vodka, and something else. It was some other stuff in there to make it like a little martini, but it was very delicious.
Okay,
I loved it.
No, I was just trying to
I took a picture of it. I'll show it to you later. But I'm just like, if you're gonna have a bar or a club or anything that is catering to a specific group, you better make sure that everybody working that night is well aware of what things might set people off, standards, practices, whatever. Because it was just, honestly, it felt very, very unprofessional to have an event with queer people. You have trans people walking around. You have drag queens, gay men, lesbians, bi folks, them folks. Everybody's in this place.
Yeah, everybody up in this bitch.
So the fact that you are questioning people about what bathroom they're using on top of having an all-gendered bathroom sign is ridiculous and dumb. And it really pissed me off because you don't want to go into a safe space and feel like now you're not safe or there's some issues going on.
Yeah.
And it was just also just unnecessary. Like, it was none of that needed to happen.
Yes, agreed.
What else is pissing me off this week? The rain was really...
And this isn't SWV rain or Carl Thomas summer rain.
No,
this is
bullshit
rain.
Bullshit rain. And it was pissing me off. Moment I got my hair done, I come out and it's fucking pouring outside.
Yeah, fuck the rain. This is all the rain that we should have been getting
in May or April.
No, yeah, back in it. Well, I'm glad we didn't.
We didn't have it for your birthday, which thankfully.
Well, we had it for the other birthday.
Yeah, but like it wasn't so bad.
Yeah,
the second weekend
when we were coming back. Oof. Shout out to Mulaney for driving in the rain
because that was a feat.
I could not do it. I can't be the one.
I think that was about it, though. It did. It was cold.
It was cold.
I think that's what made me angry this week. It probably was some other stuff, but I forgot.
So, Uber Eats.
Oh.
Yo. Y'all. I don't understand how a soda can just...
That was my other thing, yes.
Spill around unless you're like jostling the bag in an uncaring way. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an Uber Eats person, you see what the order is. You see that there's liquids in the order. Then maybe try to take care of that order respectfully. Mm-hmm. You know, and I know you were in a car because it said you were in a car, and you pulled up in a car, and I saw you get out of the car. So I know that you were in a car. So there's no reason that the liquid should have spilled all over the bottom of the bag, soggy ass bottom, and now I'm dripping Sprite onto my elevator.
Dirty Sprite.
And under just like it. Now I have to deal with it. Which I don't deal with it. She has to deal with it.
And this is where my the confrontational energy that I keep locked in me at all times had to come out because this motherfucker tried to bamboozle us.
He tried to get a free meal out of us.
If you come up to the door and say, and if I had not been up there to help, then this would have probably... Ooh. Okay. Are we back? All right. If I hadn't been up there to help, this could have gone very many different ways. The dude says, please check your order because there's a drink in there and I think something might have spilled before you cancel it. I open it up.
What do you mean you think? You can see that the bottom of the bag is wet.
I open it up. There's soda everywhere. Only one of them was spilled, but there's a bunch of Sprite on the bottom. I checked the fries. I'm like, okay, well, they're still dry. No big deal. And he's like, well, I don't want a bad rating. I don't want you to tell them I spilled your drink and all that. So I'm going to cancel it. And I was like, okay, well, cancel it. And he's like, okay. And I'm going to take the bag. He's like, well, I'm going to need that. And I said, for what? Why would you
Why are
need
you
this?
canceling this food? He saw that there was 2 Quarter Pounders in there. And he was like, well, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. This is the narrative that I'm creating for this motherfucker.
So when I take the bag, he's like, well, wait, I need that. And I was like, why do you need it? I was like, what are you going to do if you cancel the bag, the food? I'm going to throw it out. And I said, okay, so pretend like you're throwing it out.
Yeah, pretend like you're throwing it.
And give me the food. He was like, no, but you don't. I said, no, if you're going to throw the food out.
He was like, you can put in another order. And I'm like, we're not putting in another order.
Nobody's putting in another,
at this time what it is.
It does make you want to swing because now you're trying to insult my intelligence. If you saying that you don't want a bad rating because you spilled my whole soda in the bag with my food, so you would rather cancel it so I can't give you that rating, fine, bruv. But don't try to tell me that you're going to take this fresh McDonald's and throw it out because you spilled the soda. No. You wanted to cancel it, have me reorder it so that you could have your little lunch and dinner. Maybe you didn't take one that day. Not my fault. Go get your food somewhere else. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. You're not going to, just if you would have told me, listen, I'm hungry. I really need some food real bad. They don't pay me enough with Uber. Maybe I could have had a compassionate heart. But you're not going to lie to me and then expect me to also be gracious. So I told him, you cancel that order. I will take the food and you don't have to worry about anything. Because we're not going to be going back and forth with this. We're not going back and forth. Either you're going to give me the food and cancel it, or you're going to give me the food and not cancel it, and I'm going to have to write about how my whole dining experience was ruined because I didn't have a soda. And that's on that. And thank you. And that's how we got a free 2 free Quarter Pounder meals from McDonald's.
Now, also, the vetting process of some of these companies is a little too insane.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a firm believer, unless this is a 100% remote job, which so far it has not been. But unless it's 100% remote, you gotta get that person get that in-person sort of interview.
Yeah. Because
there are a lot of little nuances that go on when you meet somebody in person. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not sure. Obviously, whoever is interviewing for the position is going to put on their best foot forward. But there are things that you can't tell over the phone. Mm-hmm. There are things that you can't tell on a video, screen of just a pre-taped video. Yeah. There are a lot of things that you just can't tell unless you're in person with that person. Job competency aside, you have to work with this person. See this person at the cooler every day. You're gonna want to see what that person is like, how that person is, and prepare yourself for bringing them into the fold.
Do I want to have a beer with this person?
And a lot of these fucking jobs are oh, we have happy hours. We're really cool in that sense. I'm fun to fucking drink with. Look at this. Look at us. We're drinking together and we're fun.
You're the most fun to drink.
Yes. I could turn that shit on whenever. All right? I know that I just got finished maybe an hour ago saying that I hate people.
You do, but you're able to fake the
But I can fake the funk in a very convincing way. Plus, I'm very fun at fucking work. You know what I mean?
You are.
It's just, I'm good people. So, that pissed me off. This other one is... Okay, I'm going to say this, and I really need you to know that I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the concept of ADD. Okay. I think that ADD is a bitch to handle and a bitch to manage.
Yes, it is.
And it causes ambitions to flare.
Ambitions?
Ambitions. I think that ADD... Do you have ADD or ADHD?
ADD and ADHD are the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think that it causes the user or the haver? Whatever. To cram in as much things as possible in a day without really understanding and mapping the concept of time.
That's time blindness.
And communication.
That's literally time blindness is right there.
Frustrating for people who don't have that.
It's also frustrating for people who do have it.
To have to work around that.
Okay.
So, while I am not attacking you, I am attacking the concept of ADD.
Listen, ADHD fucking sucks. Do you know how annoying it is to think you have 5 hours to do something when in reality you just have an hour, or thinking that you could put all these things in the short period of time, but in reality it's taken 10,000 years?
I think
it's a very frustrating, the forgetting things all the time.
Yes, forgetting things.
The loving something 1 minute and putting all your energy in it, and then the next moment you're like, oh, this is boring.
The constant death of the battery of the phone, thus preventing communication. The one device that everyone has to help with communication, and that thing is always dying. It is always on red. It's always below 20%. And it is...
Thanks for coming, James.
Thanks for coming. This has been great. And it is frustrating to work around.
It is.
For 2 days straight, there has been some workaround. And there has been a need for patience.
Yeah.
Saintly levels of patience.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't at least voice my frustration, not with the individual, but with the concept of the mental health issue that they have been saddled with.
I mean, ADHD is not fun. Like, there are fun parts to it. You know, being charming, charismatic, and life of the party.
Oh, it's not fun now, is it? It's not fun when you get the under the breath.
But even though there are fun parts, most of the things about ADHD are extremely frustrating.
Yes.
And anxiety-inducing.
Yes.
And overwhelming. And tiring. And exhausting.
Do you know where your portable charger is? Either of the two. The one that I gave you or the one that you have. And I'm asking you this because we're about to go on a trip. And I think you should bring both of them or one of them fully charged. I want you to charge it, actually.
I might have one. I think I might know where one of them is. I think I might.
That's
a good thing. Because sometimes it's like, I don't think I've seen this thing in years. And I couldn't remember the last time I used it. But at least if I have a inkling, I might find it.
I'm going to put this out there. I say that it should be in your fanny pack.
It's too big. Fanny pack is too small.
That is not true.
It's heavy.
At all.
It's
you
heavy.
Put my thing in the fanny pack.
I know, but it's
before.
Heavy keeping it there all the time.
What is your back gonna break? You got a big ass. Okay. All right. I'm going a little bit too far because I've been drinking. Okay. I don't think that that's a valid excuse, that it is heavy. It is not going to...
No, okay, so this is what I mean when I... Sorry, okay, it's heavy, but it takes up a lot of space in my fanny pack, and I'm always worried having too many things in there.
There are so many things I want to say right now.
There's too many things in the fanny pack.
How many receipts are in there?
I don't have that many receipts.
I'm going to go through your fanny pack once we're done. When we're done here...
I don't have that many receipts.
No. Are you taking your fanny pack onto the trip?
Yes.
Then you need to clean that bitch out.
It's not the receipts. It's that when there's something large in there, I always feel worried taking stuff out or taking it out because I'm always afraid something's going to fall. I'm not going to notice it fell, and then I'm going to be missing it.
So then treat your fanny pack like a wallet and only have the important things in there.
You don't think that's what my purpose is with the fanny pack? You don't think that's what the purpose is?
I think there's some garbage in there that you don't need.
No, but I mean the purpose
I think there are some, I will call them non-essential substances that are not substances, because that makes it seem like it's drugs. I think there are non-essential items in your fanny pack that you have deemed essential, but that in the grand scheme of things could probably be left at home or in one of your fucking purses. I have to pee so bad.
All right. Well, I told you to be before. You didn't.
I know.
Next time you'll listen to me being right. All right.
All right.
Is that all you have?
Everything. That's oh, and if you ask somebody for a song to include in your wedding, you better fucking play it.
Also,
I said, cash in, cash out. I don't give a fuck if this is a white people's wedding. And that's a hard stop because I'm not going to say the other thing. I think that if you're taking song recommendations to build a playlist.
what if they played it after we left?
No, they didn't play it after we left. There's no way. There's no way that they played. They had 3 black people there.
Was it 3?
Maybe 4, because there was 2.5 kids running around. Or 2 kids running around that were clearly half. Sorry, and there was the woman. So there were 5 in total black people at this wedding. You got no more black people. But like, if you're gonna ask somebody for a song recommendation, put that shit on the playlist.
I have another thing that I want to add to my grapes.
To your grapes?
My gripes. That if you get invited to a wedding, you should make sure to show the other invitee the invitation so they can make sure to dress accordingly. That's it.
I disagree. So, now that we have done that, we're moving on to our most solemn part of...
It's not solemn.
It is solemn.
Necessarily.
It is solemn. We have solemn ass music. Boy, I gotta pee. And it is not fun. Alright, so here we go. This is our RIP section where we honor those who have transitioned over to the ancestral plane. And this week we are talking about the late... I don't know if I want to say great. Legendary. How about that?
He was a legend.
The late legend Jim Brown.
So Jim Brown made NFL history. He was a Hollywood film actor. He was a civil rights activist. He passed away in his home in LA at 87 years old with his wife Monique Brown by his side. And she said, "To the world, he was an activist, actor, and football star. To our family, he was a loving husband, father, and grandfather. Our hearts are broken." You know, I feel like Jim Brown's definitely been a part of our lives since, growing up. You always saw him around in movies, in commercials, TV shows, etc. He was always getting into something. So, you know, and he did break a lot of barriers within the NFL because, there wasn't like there were that many black players, or at least black players who were leading fields or having a very notable career, which is amazing. But I think that we would be remiss if we didn't mention that he had a little bit of a problematic past.
Yeah, he wasn't a saint.
With women. In June 1999, his wife called 911 because he had smashed her car with a shovel and threatened to kill her. And then she later recounted during the trial. And he was acquitted of the charge of domestic threats, but he did get a conviction of misdemeanor vandalism, where he received 6 months in jail, but also refused to attend domestic violence counseling. He had some other issues along those lines, which I didn't learn about until much later. Like, I always knew him from the movies, like Mars Attacks, He Got Game, and Any Given Sunday, or I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. So, you know, he was a very complicated man. He both was a civil rights activist while also having problematic behaviors that would have been going against some people's civil rights. But we know that his family, his loved ones, like Megan Good, are sad and missing him, and we want to send them our love and prayers at this time, because regardless, everyone has a past that may not be all shiny and bright, but that doesn't mean that we cannot recognize who they were, and, you know, recognize all sides of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We are multifaceted individuals.
We are multifaceted. Okay, so now to move on to our favorite time of the episode, the things that made us happy.
I'm the baby merchant, tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
So every time the song comes on, it sounds like he's saying he'll give you oral service and no damn fuss.
Listen.
And honestly, we all want that.
Yes.
We all want
That's what everybody
oral
wants.
service.
With no damn
with
fuss.
no damn fuss.
Just
Do
do
you know-
it.
Look, I've had oral service with fuss. I've had no oral service and no fuss. Wait. Yeah. So it would be great to... What's the opposite? I won't give you oral service with fuss.
Well, have
Yeah.
you gotten no oral service and still gotten fuss?
About how I'm not getting oral service?
No, just in general. Like fuss, whatever you
I have been given fuss and not given oral service. That, yeah. Just
you know, you want to
mouthing
have...
off.
You want to have... I think that everyone deserves to have oral service with no fuss.
Yes.
And then there's some days you might get some fuss, but you should still be getting oral service. I feel like in sometimes, you know?
All this made me think of was a parody of No Scrubs with No Gums.
I
don't want no gums.
I knew that was what it was going to be. I knew that was. But no gums could be helpful if you're, you know, if you're having a pea in your mouth. I think that I don't think I would want someone with no gums.
But that's also a stark reaction. Like, if you're arguing, it's just like, shut the fuck up and put this here.
Shut up and give me some oral service.
Shut up. No, because it has to have the same level of aggression. So it has to be shut up and suck.
You better suck this dick.
You better suck their dick.
Sometimes that might end the problem. It might end the conversation.
It might. Okay. So,
What's
how was
bringing
your
you,
week?
Why? I already asked you
There we
first.
go. No, you didn't.
What's bringing
you
you
didn't
joy
even
this week?
get it out of
What's
your mouth.
bringing you joy?
I said, how was your week for the happy
I did the
section.
last one.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's true.
It is, and the listeners will confirm it.
Yeah,
But
well,
anyway,
yeah.
number one,
Uno.
I finished the project at work. Everybody loved it.
Yes.
Number two, we had a wedding to go to yesterday. It was lovely. I looked gorgeous.
Shout out to Rosa.
Oh, man. My hair. Oop, sorry. My hair got caught in your mic.
Yes, it did.
Look at this. First of all, it's so cute.
It's making so much noise. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, we get it. We get it. It's nice.
My hair came out super cute.
It's flies.
And what else? Oh, I got my clothing for our trip next week.
Yes, it has
Very
come
excited for that.
so much. We did an unboxing yesterday. Was it too late? An argument could be made.
It's never too late for an unboxing. And then, of course, doing this podcast with you has been the highlight of my week. Spending time with you is always the best and enjoyable. I got some Agusi, which I've been really, really wanting. I also got something that I was waiting for that I didn't want to come during the trip, but I finally got it. So I was glad to be able to open it up early.
Cool. That's great.
And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, doing this podcast, going to Rose's wedding. Rose's wedding was amazing and beautiful. I got to see my friends Hattie, Miles, and that guy that I don't know his name. I want to say Danny. Oh boy, I've known him for years.
Yeah.
And
still nothing.
And Matt. There we go. Danny, not Danny.
But we also went
Miles.
to go see Keith's new house.
Yes, we got to
That
hang
was
out
really
with
nice.
Keith, KB, Danny, Sam. That was great. That was fun. I'm happy. Like, I was happy that I did all those things and I got out of the apartment. I'm super excited for hedonism. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
I'm counting the days.
Hey, what a party! I'm just gonna have the boom box around my neck.
Just like,
hey, what a party at? Girls on the way with a Bacardi at.
I'm super excited. I feel like it's almost Christmas morning.
Yes.
Like tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Yes, it is. It's gonna be fun.
And then we're gonna be
it's gonna be fun.
out of here.
It's gonna be fun. Anything else?
That's it for me.
I think that's it for me.
All right.
So let it be. Although it's been said many times, many ways, goodbye. And we will not see you on Wednesday. We won't see you next weekend. Well, the next time we'll probably see you is maybe the following weekend.
Yeah, maybe the
not
week
that
of
Wednesday.
June 1st.
Huh?
Why not Wednesday?
Because we're getting in on that Wednesday, right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, so take it easy.
We will see you when we get back from Jamaica.
And we'll have all the tea. We'll have all the stories.
Jamaica.
And I will talk about the various butts that I saw.
We're going to see a lot of butts.
I'm going to categorize all of them.
We're going to see a lot of
So many butts. So many butts. Man butt. Woman butt. Black butt. Probably some white butts.
There's going to be a lot of
There's probably just
white
white
butts.
people. White people.
A lot of old white people.
Anyhow, take it easy.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorice is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.